Hello and welcome to Avision SSC Bank exams. I'm Sneha ma'am, and today I'm back with our practice sessions. Like this is been the sixth part. We are doing this for the sixth day in a row. Firstly, I would like to apologize for being late in bringing my video because there was some technical problem in our system. But that has been sorted, and we are back with our session. Right. So every day I've been doing what? I'm collecting all the English questions from your previous year papers, solving them and presenting to you and discussing what will be the answers. And also we are discussing along with the right answers why the others are not correct. We are just differentiating like that and studying in that way. And I would like to mention that there are almost 10 to 12 videos I've made on other topics that I've already finished teaching on grammar. Then those are the basics of grammar actually, right? And please go through those videos if you have to be clear about your concepts, which if you are confused, so do that needful and check it out, check the videos, go through the examples, and then come to see the practice sessions because it will be useful and you will only understand it once you understand the basic concepts of grammar. So without much delay, let's start off with our lesson for today. um okay, so this is the first. Today we'll be solving around 15 questions, right? And we are discussing it with every examples. So the first one is an idiom question. Idioms basically they go beyond your verbal meaning. They don't mean whatever they are talking about. Okay, that means if it means to add fuel to the fire, it doesn't mean I'm adding fuel to the fire literally. It means something beyond that. It has a higher significance. Okay, high significance than verbal meaning. Okay. To make a bad situation worse is our first example about the meaning. The second is calm down the situation. Third is exploiting someone. And fourth is simplifying the problem. But try to analyze it with the meaning of the idiom itself. It means there is a fire and you're adding fuel to it. So what will it do? It will increase the fire, isn't it? And fire is used in a negative concepts usually. So that means it makes the situation worse. That is why our answer will be option number 1. That is to make a bad situation worse, because a bad situation here is being compared to the fire, right? Bad situation is equal to the fire, and we are adding fuel to it. That means what? We are deteriorating the fire. So that means a bad situation is getting worse. That means it is turning even more bad. So that is the answer. Okay, number 2 is a synonym of the word. Synonym, as I've already said, they are similar meaning words. Similar meaning words. Okay. Catastrophic. The first word given in your option is mysterious. Second is tough. Third is disastrous. Okay, mysterious means what? Mysterious means something which you can't understand properly. Means something which is not clear in itself. Okay, there are means आपको समझ में नहीं आएगा properly कि क्या है रहस्य. Tough means the second option is tough. Tough means you already know that is not easy. Okay, आसान नहीं है. Something which is not आसान. Okay, disastrous is what? Disastrous is very bad. Disastrous means very problematic and disastrous consequences, extremely negative, बहुत बुरा. Okay, in Hindi we say बुरा. And four is delicate. So, and delicate means something जो बहुत नाजुक है, something which is very sensitive. That is delicate. But that is not related to our word catastrophic. So here, out of the four words, one which is most properly related is disastrous. Why? Because disastrous, as I said, is bura. In fact, it is a different kind of bura. That means एक सब सब नष्ट हो जाने वाला वो जो power है, that is disastrous. So, and catastrophic also means that. Catastrophic means similar. That is a synonym of catastrophic. So this is it. Our answer is disastrous. Number three is again is an error detection question, and this error detection, I believe, is from the subject verb agreement question. Okay, subject verb agreement. Okay, our sentence is one of the greatest responsibilities of a scientist is that his discoveries and inventions are utilized to the overall development of the nation. Okay. It seems that the entire sentence is correct, right? Because there is as such no problematic construction of sentence, and all the syntax is also correct. Syntax means how you arrange the sentence. आप sentence को किसके बाद क्या portion आप सजाते हो, कैसे सजाते हो of the sentence, that is the syntax. So there is no syntactical error also, and it seems correct, but that is not correct. Obviously there is an error. What is the error? The first option is development of nation. No, this is correct. Development of the nation is correct. Number two is are utilized to the overall. Are utilized to the overall. Next is that his discoveries and inventions. And number four is one of the greatest responsibilities of a scientist. So the correct thing will be the mistake is in the second portion. Why? There is a reason. Are utilized to the overall. We will not write our are. We will not use are utilized. But why? Some people because where is the pen? Okay, are is wrong here because it is plural. But obviously students whoever are watching the video, if you share it with other people, okay, what will happen, people will ask that why should not we use plural, because we have its inventions, discoveries over here, right? And they are plural itself. But remember, if you have seen my video on subject verb agreement, you must remember that I have said first, we need to identify the subject of the sentence, and secondly, to remember that the verb will agree to the subject, not the noun. Okay? Subject, not the noun, right? Not the noun. It will not agree to the nearest noun, but it will agree to the subject of the sentence. But what is the subject of the sentence? In this sentence, one of the greatest responsibilities the sentence is the subject. So out of all responsibilities, one we are talking about. and that is followed by an is, not an are. One of the greatest responsibilities of a scientist is that his discoveries and inventions is utilized to the overall development of the nation. This is what is important. Okay. Number four is an antonym. Okay, this is an antonym question, and antonym means opposite meaning words that you already know. Our word is what? Persist. Okay, our word is persist. So let's go through the options and understand that of which one will be the answer and why the others are not the answer. The first is what? Remain, right? Remain means to stay. Continue. Continue means also to continue and go on. Insist is something which is different. Insist means to, convince and pressurize someone in a different way. You actually force people to do something, that is insist. And number four is seize, Cease, and please pay attention to the spelling also. Okay, watch out the spellings carefully. अगर आप spellings नहीं careful होगे तो similar meaning words or similar pronunciation वाले words और भी होते हैं, so there you will get confused. Cease means to stop. Okay, this means to stop, and I believe this is the perfect antonym of persist, because persist means to stay or continue. Okay. In fact, continue. Continue is the more appropriate synonym of persist. You know, doctors say if your symptoms persist, आपके symptoms अगर continue हो रहे हैं तो ये medicine मत लीजिए या लीजिए start कीजिए, ऐसे usually doctors बोलते हैं. So what is that? That means if your symptoms are continuing, so that is what is meant. तो cease means to stop. That is why ये हमारा answer हो गया. Number 5 is what a rare flower, she said. But this is the direct narration, and here we have to change the form of narration. Number 1 is she asked if it is a rare flower. Hmm? She asked if it is a rare flower. But did she ask if it is a red flower? It's absolutely wrong, because यहाँ पे कहीं पे किसी ने पूछा नहीं है कुछ. Ask means पूछना. Ask means to ask, literally. Question, to ask a question. We usually ask questions. Okay, so that is not happening over here. So this we can't do. This is wrong. Second option is what she exclaimed that it was a very rare flower. Okay, we can keep it and let's compare. Exclaimed bhi hai, because why? Our exclamation mark is there, so we have to be careful. Exclaimed has to be there, that it was a very rare flower, and the tense also has to be correct. Number 3 is she exclaimed, what a rare flower it is. It's no problem, because what won't be repeated over here, है ना? What हम repeat नहीं करेंगे, क्योंकि ये already, ये सिर्फ indirect में, ये सिर्फ direct में ही आता है. Indirect में हम फिर से what क्यों बोलेंगे, हम it बोलेंगे. So, and number 4 is she told that what a rare flower it was. That is also not correct, because ये exclaimed नहीं use कर रहा है, exclaimed भी आएगा यहाँ पे, and बाकी का construction भी गलत है. So उस हिसाब से we are coming that number 2 is our correct answer. She exclaimed that it was a very rare flower. Okay. Exclaimed भी है that it was a very rare flower. The tense is also correct. So we are moving to our second set for today. That is a one. We are starting it with our one word substitution. One word substitution is what? When you have to substitute any one word for a group of words. Means there is a definition like thing, and you have to substitute that with one word. Okay. having two opposing feelings at the same time. Okay, it often happens that we feel two different feelings at the same time, right? So we feel we want to talk, and at the same time we want to talk, but we don't want to go anywhere out. That is a very usual feeling, I believe, these days in people, है ना? बात भी करना चाहते हैं लेकिन घर से निकलना नहीं चाहते. अच्छा, भूख भी लगी है, खाना बनाना नहीं मन में आ रहा है कि नहीं बनाएंगे, या फिर कुछ और भी हो सकता है, या देयर कैन बी एनी अदर थिंग. Two opposite feelings at the same time. Okay. So number one option is what? Contemporary. Contemporary is not related anyway to our definition, because why? Contemporary means something which is happening right now. So that is not at all related. Contemporary means happening currently. Contemporary means currently, basically. Okay. The current contemporary political situation, that means current political situation, abhi ka jo political situation, like this. Okay, number two option is what? Coinciding. Coinciding means जो एक साथ हो रहा है दोनों, and without any reason, actually coincidence, दोनों इंसिडेंट मिल गए without any reason. Number three is what? Ambivalent. Ambivalent means to feel opposite feelings at the same time. That will be our correct answer, okay, for this question. And number four is what? Equivalent. Equivalent is different. Equivalent means equal. So that is not relevant to our answer. ये हमारा आंसर नहीं होगा क्योंकि यहाँ पे equal वाली कोई बात नहीं है. यहाँ पे है opposing feelings, जो feeling आपस में विपरीत है. So number three is what? Ambivalent, which means the exact same thing, and that is why our answer is that. Number two is an active passive sentence. Okay, active passive voice. As I have repeatedly said that voice, narration, and subject verb agreement, these three are the most important and vital questions for your SSC exams. Okay, you can't afford to skip all these portions. And in order to understand voice and voice, you need to understand two more things. That is what? Verbs plus tense. Without verb and tense, without the working of how they should be arranged, what is the formula? And I would request students that, okay, please don't memorize formulas. Formulas are not meant to be remembered. They are meant to be understood, that why we are using that, what is the structure, and reading as many sentences and reading things as in random. Okay, read newspapers, read magazines, articles, like that. There is no formula of remembering everything. Yes, for that can help when you have to see and solve the examples. That is different. But ऐसे में you have to, for knowledge, you have to understand that. So our question is what? The farmer is plowing the fields. Number one is the fields are being plowed by the farmer. Okay, this can be our answer. We are keeping it by the side. Let's explore the other options. They are number two, the fields are plowed by the farmer, are plowed by the farmer. Why we can't use this? Because we have a continuing form over here. Continuous form is ing, and we have to have a continuing form as well in our passive thing, passive sentence. Number three is the fields were plowed by the farmer. That can't be our answer. Again, the same reason and another reason added to it, because were is past tense. We don't have a past tense over here. How can we use a past tense? The fields have been plowed by the farmer. Even more impossible, because this is a this is a perfect sentence, right? Have been plowed, passive, perfect passive sentence. And we don't have a perfect tense in our active voice. I've said that whatever the tense will be, that exact tense has to be in the passive sentence. Their structure obviously has to differ because the active form and passive form are not same of the verbs, right? So the farmer is plowing. So, and here firstly, your subject and object thing also has to be clear. Subject is farmer or fields is the object. Now in our passive sentence, fields would turn as the subject. The fields are being plowed by the farmer. Why? Why are being plowed? Because being is the continuous tense, right? ing continuous tense. And since we have to use a V3 over here, right? Plowed means V3, verb का third form. Passive में always verb का third form आता है. So that is why we are adding our ing into which verb? Be. We are adding our ing into being. And that makes it our answer. Number three is the segment in the sentence which contains the error. Okay, the same thing. Those who are late, they will not be allowed inside the class. You have to show which portion the mistake is there. So the number one option is they will not be allowed. Obviously, that is our answer because rest of the options are correct. Those who are late is okay. Inside the classroom is also okay. They are not they will not be allowed. It's not usually written like that. Those who are late will not be allowed. We won't have to use a they along with it additionally. So this is our answer. Number one is our answer. Number four is we came back because we had ran out of money. Okay, so we had ran out of money and you have to uh, correct the portion of the error portion. Okay, so this is a sentence correction question. Correctly select which portion is wrong and what will be the correct sentence. So we ran is the correct substitution to the wrong portion of we had ran. It's not we had ran. We don't need a had here. We just need ran. We came back because we ran out of money. That is simple. Okay. Both are past tense and that is enough. The next one is number 5 and that is a collective noun. That is why even collective nouns are so important, right? A group of ships is called what? A fleet, colony, swarm, squad. So the right answer is fleet because we say a fleet of ships and this you don't have an option other than remembering. See, everything doesn't have an explanation because these are collective nouns and nouns are just words, stock of words. Out of that means nouns are names basically. In my video on parts of speech I've already given ample example and explanation. If you haven't watched it, please do check it out. फ्लीट मतलब क्या है? एक ग्रुप ऑफ शिप्स आर कॉल्ड फ्लीट, मतलब बहुत सारे शिप एक साथ उनको फ्लीट बोलते हैं. And this has to be remembered. Basically they are very easy if you read quite a few times, almost tables बना के, so you will come to memorize them. Actually you will come to remember them. Colony मतलब कुछ अलग ही है. Colony is a different thing. Okay. Colony is also a collective noun. but for states and all. Swarm is for bees, and squad is for like any other thing. Okay, squad is also a group of friends and all, police, everything. These can be used for squad. Okay, number three, so we have come to our last set of questions. Here, you have to sorry, supply the correct adjective or adjective. Okay, a verb actually. Yes, but before that, there is a typing error over here which I would like to correct. That is, here it will be she was. Okay, she was dash. So our correct verb has to be supplied. And what is that? She was dash. How the magician had performed the rope trick. She. Aja, first option is what? Suspected. Suspected is not related and appropriate in our sentence. Why? Suspected मतलब शक करना, but यहाँ पे शक करने वाली कोई बात नहीं है. So we can cut out this option. Okay, go cut this option out. अच्छा, bewildered means what? Extremely confused. बहुत मतलब एकदम चकाचौंध रह जाना, चौंक चौंक जाना, मतलब बहुत कंफ्यूज हो जाना, अचानक से कुछ हो गया. सो दैट लीव्स यू bewildered. Wondered मतलब सोचना. And puzzled is the correct answer over here. क्योंकि why? Because puzzled means to get confused. Bewildered is getting confused on a wild way, मतलब बहुत ज्यादा. Okay, and पागल पागल हो जाना. But puzzle मतलब पागल नहीं हो जाना. Puzzled मतलब simply confused हो जाना. So that is why our fourth option will be correct, क्योंकि वो मतलब puzzle हो गई थी, confused हो गई थी कि magician कैसे rope trick किया, इसीलिए. See, there are two important things, two alternatives to this sentence actually. Okay. If you get she was, if you have she was, you will supply she was puzzled how the magician had performed the trick. But if you don't have a was over here, that means if you don't have a be verb, let me get the eraser first. Suppose you don't have a was over here, okay, and you simply have she, then you will supply option number 3. She wondered how the magician had performed the trick. Okay, I told you this because see, every year they won't like it's normal for them to just change the nature of sentences, है ना. कुछ कुछ parts बदल के ये लोग अपना options सेम भी रख सकते हैं, and कुछ parts बदल के sentence का आपको एग्जाम में दे सकते हैं. लेकिन for that you have to remember कि क्या रहने से मैं क्या करूंगी, right? She was अगर रहा तो you can write puzzled. Okay, she was puzzled how the magician had performed the trick. But अगर be verb नहीं रहा तो directly wondered, because she was wondered नहीं होता, यहाँ पे आएगा she wondered. So that is why these are the two alternatives we can talk about. Okay. Number numbers. The second one is what? Appropriate replacement. When it started raining, I ran to the nearest house for shelter. Nearer house for shelter. Oh, sorry. In this way, I have already told you the answer. Nearer house दिया हुआ पे यहाँ पे दिया है यहाँ पे, but this is a sentence correction question. You have to correctly select which one will be the correct alternative. Here, obviously, as you have heard, the correct is the nearest house. Why? There is a reason. Nearest means what? Or superlative comparison, right? Super comparison. In short, I'm writing super. But superlative comparison हम कब use करेंगे? जब हम सब में कंपेयर करेंगे, राइट? देयर आर मेनी हाउसेस इन दैट एरिया, 10 हाउसेस, मेनी हाउसेस, तो उनमें से जो उनका नजदीक था, सब हाउस में से जो नजदीक था, दैट इज वाई नियरेस्ट। लेकिन नियरर मतलब क्या? मतलब नियरर मतलब दोनों हाउस हैं, सो उनमें से जो ज्यादा करीब था वो, लेकिन नियरेस्ट मतलब सबसे करीब। ओके, सो दीज आर द स्मॉल थिंग्स, स्मॉल इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग्स दैट यू हैव टू नोटिस केयरफुली कि क्यों हम यूज कर रहे हैं। आई हैव एक्चुअली मेड अ सेपरेट वीडियो ऑन comparisons also, if you haven't checked that out, please do check. Adjectives, comparison, okay, comparison. So the third is what? Our third option is an antonym. Antonym means opposite. Our question is glee. Glee means what? Happiness, right? Glee means joy, बहुत आनंद, fun, ये सब. Okay, so our first option is fun, and see, this is a synonym of glee and not an antonym. Bliss मतलब almost related to glee. Bliss मतलब बहुत शांति, आनंद, शांति. Glee मतलब मजा, fun. And joy is also a synonym of glee. So ये नहीं होगा. So instead of that, वो जो last option है वो, okay, just know this word nicely. वो, WOE, वो मतलब क्या? कष्ट, okay, sorrow, कष्ट, पीड़ा, ये सब, दुख, दुख, दर्द, पीड़ा, okay, ये सब meaning वो. So this is the correct answer of antonym of glee. The next option is what? uh, an idiom, as we just started and today's lesson with an idiom. Idiom is, I've already told, they go beyond your verbal meaning, they mean something more. By and by is our question. So by and by मतलब क्या? धीरे धीरे, right? By and by, जैसे जैसे मतलब धीरे धीरे. On the whole, our options are what? On the whole. On the whole मतलब सब मिला के. That is not related, so that won't be our answer. Second one क्या है? By any means मतलब कुछ भी तरह से, ये भी नहीं होगा. So number 3 is what? Suddenly. Suddenly मतलब अचानक, ये भी नहीं होगा. So वो क्या होगा? Number 4 option होगा, जो है कि gradually. Gradually मतलब धीरे धीरे. That is why number 4 is our answer. Number 5 is the roof of the old building dashed during the storm. Okay. Number 5, the roof of the old building dashed during storm. And see, you will definitely get related options, and that is why you have to understand. This is the reason I was asking you in the last practice session of yesterday that, even if there are many words as antonym and synonym, we generally cannot use every word in every situation. I'll just tell you why. Because there is no reason. It's simply because it's wrong. The reason is it is wrong, and to know why this is wrong, you have to read. You have to, मतलब आपको पढ़ना है sentences, तभी जाके आपको मतलब समझ में आएगा कि कौन से noun के साथ कौन सा word जाता है, and situation के हिसाब से भी कौन सा suitable रहता है, क्योंकि meanings के अनुसार there are many synonyms and antonyms जो साथ में जा सकते हैं. Synonyms basically, antonyms तो नहीं, antonym मतलब opposite. Synonyms आते हैं जो same meaning के आते हैं, लेकिन every verb cannot be used everywhere, right? So our one option, number one option is what? Collapsed. Collapse मतलब ध्वंस हो जाना, गिर जाना. Collapse मतलब गिर के जाना. Destroyed मतलब ध्वंस, मतलब सब नष्ट हो जाना. Demolished मतलब क्या है? See, demolished मतलब कोई, किसी ने अगर गिरा दिया, that is demolished. Demolished by someone. लेकिन अगर storm में खुद से गिर गया, that is collapsed. यहाँ मैं डिफरेंस के बता के देती हूँ इसमें से, ठीक है? डिमोलिश्ड बोथ मतलब गिर जाना. ओके, दोनों का मतलब गिरना होता है, ठीक है, गिरना। लेकिन इसका क्या मतलब होता है कि गिरा देना। मतलब सोचो कि देर इज अ वेरी स्मॉल डिफरेंस, राइट? बहुत माइन्यूट डिफरेंस है ना इन दोनों का। एक का मतलब है गिरना, खुद से कोलैप्स हो गया। लेकिन डिमोलिश्ड मतलब कोई और करके गया है। Corporation, for example, they demolish old buildings. We can't write corporation collapse the building. That is wrong. ठीक है? कॉरपोरेशन ने डिमोलिश किया लेकिन स्टॉर्म में कोलैप्स हो गया। लेकिन एंड रिजल्ट क्या है, हुआ क्या, दोनों में गिरना ही था उनका। लेकिन रिजल्ट क्या है, गिर ही गया। लेकिन कैसे गिरा, दैट देयर इज अ डिफरेंस इन सी व्हाई you have to pay attention to English. This is the reason, because people say that English is tough, but it's not tough. It's all about reading and understanding it. So this is what I would like to end our session for today, and tell you that please notice these small things, and you're very good to go and crack your exams. Number one is our correct option for this one. So as of now, as for today, we have finished our class and practice sessions, right? In the next class, मैं फिर से almost 10-15 questions लेके आऊँगी, and I'll try to discuss with each of them with the options, by comparing all the options कि कौन सा ज़्यादा अच्छा होगा, okay? इसमें से, ताकि आप लोग को easy हो जाए. And always remember, because why we need to solve the previous year's question, because see आप अगर मतलब देखोगे, लर्न करके जाओगे नॉर्मल रूल्स एंड ग्रामर, दैट विल मेक यू अंडरस्टैंड, दैट्स डिफरेंट. but there is a difference between solving the questions and studying it, because while studying you just see all the examples and rules, so that stays in your mind. But when you are solving the questions, there are mixed type of questions, right? For example, when you're studying voice, you see all voice examples, then you know that okay, ये ऐसे ऐसे करते हैं, ऐसे ऐसे करते हैं. But when you are solving the question papers, there will be an indirect speech, a voice, then a subject verb, again two antonyms, and then maybe another voice. So ऐसे ये differ करता है, and this also has some influence on your performance of the exam. So that is why we are discussing each and every answer. We'll continue like this, and I'll just try to make some more videos on verbs, vocabs, and everything. Okay, let's just finish these practice sessions for some days more, and then we'll proceed to that. Okay, so thank you. Students, keep learning and keep informing and keep giving me feedbacks on how you want this. If people are watching this, do try to share it with some people. If you if you know people who are taking coachings and trainings, free ones actually, so they can take benefits from these videos. Okay, thank you.